Hold up. I don't need no love. Hold up. I don't need no love. Hold up. I don't need no love. I said it with a straight face, baby, that's poker. Been a little sober, gotta mix it in my soda. I clean up good, a roper, doper. Baby, I'm the but that's a good odor. I'm a young star, but my money look Yoda. Crib on the ocean, backyard boating. You hating on the internet, I couldn't even notice. It's no service, we at the top working. Pop, slurping, so that don't get nervous. I don't work suburban, just a good serving.
You ready? You ready?
I got a song for you. So I got
yeah, we all do.
This one?
Alright, you got it out there.
The station with the best music.
I love music.
Best music. CNN Radio.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, Gen Media. This is your girl, Erchi, and you're listening to Happy Hour with Erchi. Tonight we have a good segment tonight. We have some of KC's finest MCs in the building tonight. It goes ranging from Mr. Super Mooney Downs to the Abnorm to Miss Nicole and Quarter from a Valley. And we're going to sit here and we're going to represent tonight. So we're going to go ahead and take your seats, listen up, because it's going to be a good night. Because ending tonight is going to be a freestyle, and we're going to see who's the best holding it down within the four that's in the building tonight. So we got Mr. Super Mooney Downs. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Did you make it okay? Everything cool?
Oh, yeah.
You made it good? All right.
The weather ain't too bad out there, so.
Yeah, it's a little nippy outside, a little nippy. Well, again, I want to say I thank you for coming out here, showing me some love here at the studio.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to take a quick break. We're going to get us a drink down, get a little comfortable, and we're going to go ahead and listen to some of his music. So if you can just go ahead, sit back. We'll be right back in just a moment.
What's up, y'all? This is
Yeah, we'll listen to
Wait, Wiz Khalifa, man. You know who it is? It's B.O.B. Hey, yo, this is Eminem. This is your boy Gucci, man.
You are listening to Radio. In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station, CNN Radio.
Then it'll pop up as Joshua.
Feeling with my thriller, no deceptive curves. When I'm on these missiles, ain't no nigga like me, I never saw.
Put it on no,
When I'm on these B-sides, hold it down like a real skin process country child. Smoke weed bills by the country mile. Nigga tryna get up out the country one day. But never do I'm gonna take the country down. I fell down from the sky to this country town. Hard kid with this hard shit, no kryptonite, so I'm living fake. Cause ain't no motherfucking thing, but I live another stain. You don't keep it moving, don't believe in the pain. No more games, I just need the rain. Overseas, don't need for a chain, don't mean not a slave. This I'm gonna need back to the door, tryna keep my soul. And my profile low as an E.O. Ray. Tryna be the one that had Evo Rays. High school, wasn't in D.R.K. Against these mind laws. I'm right below, man, it's time to numb, man, it's time to numb. These ice and rock bras, I keep them moving, they spite of y'all. But I hate when they hate the fact that they say the man is not quite as tall. I ain't the one to be part at all. Most of these niggas just right along. Fuck off. Feeling with my thriller, no deceptive curves. B.O.B. when I'm on these beats, I hold it down. Ain't no nigga like me, yeah, niggas all over the line. But I'm on the ground, yeah, damn it, I'm on the run. I'm on the run. B.O.B. when I'm on these beats, I B.O.B. them strange clouds is my energy. No king with shits, K.O.N.G. ain't got shit on me. Niggas one of the brightest in this and they little ain't got no face. I can fuck best if it's just a cat. I'ma get a stack. Once a nigga take the game, I'ma give him back. What's the second nigga name? And I'm getting past. Come on, nigga, play the game with your chicken ass. What's the lyrics from the plate? Trying to make it fast. Boom, this a takeover, no Castro. They cool, call me, but they gon' get a turn ass though. World class though. Shout my nigga Jesus, he the only one believing shit. And on them since a fetus. I'm out for TP like Levis. I'm keeping they incognitas. Kicking ass like I'm crazy. Before I go cocaine. Y'all know old dude name. So.
Yes. No, we didn't. It's still back.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Rick Dawson, like
Yeah, I kind of learned about that. Just told myself
And everybody go.
Shit.
all right. Stick on the wire over here. Hey, it's Black Radio. Noise coming out. We're distorting too much, that's why.
Just introduce yourself again.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get this.
We're gonna step outside for a second.
Excuse me, man. Tell him to make that one.
How?
Tell him to make that.
Yeah, okay.
And everybody go. Nigga, that's that jam. Excuse me. Explaining my slang, I managed to keep it choosy. Stay in your lane, I proceed to hit a you.
One man thing, man. I'm all over the place. Sorry about that.
My heart brings a spark from the dark to leave a mark. Bigger than Max Stars, rappers are maxing out. Never was fond of cars, Spain took better play. My music had all the hard times. Double X, double trouble, super dope, purple scoop. Can I get a hooded hope? The people's champagne hanging with Roddy Coops. Running jabronis, running with snakes like Lucy Luke. From Luke Kane, the bed in the shadow with Scotty Blue. Four square, their pairs are burning true. I am charcoal proof. The hottest on the grill ain't always the one with juice, just chill. And everybody be cool. Don't know how to do it, they let me show you. Cooler than the other side of the pillow, the pop of a willow. Fresh press, summertime flow, roll up the endo. In the windows, this the hot box. Come close and get a box hot. Glow try. Really just no hop. Soon as I roll hop, I swear that they so stop. Kansas City niggas don't catch a time on hot chop. Arrowhead on the cabin, yes, the Pumas low tops. All black, white stripe, Michael Jack, Michael too. You know that mean I'm breaking all the rules. They guessing that we made it like the kids of Ted Cruz. It's Nick persons, the person's how they got approved. T-bone time, they run that movie on the move. You ain't gotta like it, but the respect is overdue. They know this on bills, and what's some really make a view. He'll be on time, like Ninja Turtles on the two. They watching my every move like a step from Louisville. My speed don't kill, yeah, I take the breeze when I feel. I move through, I need space for my gills. Bush weed in the field, ooh, we that nigga chill. Yeah, goddamn that boy cool. Didn't know how to do it, damn it, I had to tell him, they can hear me now, Miss Annabelle, call her to the stage, come and nice cage, yellow with screen blood, like smoking with the ace, they found somebody pass me the sage, okay, take a mile or two, I can see that I shine, check your own look, careful nigga, rap about what I done gone through, gone through, full-time plotting on what I'm gonna do, calm down, I'm Money Jones, must I remind you, yeah, how they question was new, this is what define you. Ah shit, never mind you. I think it's time to. What's that? Roll up the green, smoke with the team, and your coach call the team. Losing hope for the ring, never close at the most. When you close, fourth quarter with a cup. At your chair for my feet, 13's kicked up. Yeah, motherfucker, find me. Kansas City, Missouri, you wanna find me? Wait, I ain't not king. Perfect timing before the room and I mean. Cool.
I like that one.
That remind me of some of that dog pound shit
Cool.
back in the day. Like, I thought.
All right, all right. All right, thank you for tuning in to Gen Media. This is your girl Erchi, and you're listening to Happy Hour with Erchi. And remember, all drinks on me. You just finished hearing my dude right here, Super Mooney Downs. I like that. Go ahead and introduce those two mix right there.
Yeah, that first joint was Nolan Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Graham De La Rosa. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He produced that track. And then Thovo Beats produced the second one, which I titled Be Cool.
I like that. The second one, Be Cool, was real hot. Now, as far as your music, let me start back with your name, Super Mooney Downs. How did you come up with that name?
Well, Mooney Downs stems from my first and last name, Dominic Downton. Just changed some things around, you know what I mean? And Super came from just me when I was a kid. Coming up, I always played Super Mario Brothers, and I never could beat it. So that was like my main goal in life when I was like 7 or 8 years old, was to beat that game.
Okay.
It just came from that, basically. Nothing too exquisite.
Okay, all right. Now, how do you place yourself within a larger part of hip hop? Like, how do you classify, where do you classify your genre of music?
More chill music. I like to call it elevator music myself, because it's way more relaxed. Unlike the first track. The second track is more what I usually do. I mean, I like to step out the box at the same time, but yeah, I like to call my stuff elevator music.
Elevator music. I like that.
I'm
I
real
like
cool
that.
on a regular basis, so it's natural.
All right, now with the elevator music, I may not want to get off the elevator if your music did come on in that. But hey, okay, we got it. So, as far as yourself, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
Just keep continuing with that, man. A real chill artist. I mean, I work hard, of course, and all of that good stuff. But when it comes like down to the music, a lot of chill stuff, a lot of personal stuff. I mean, I done wrote about high school days, middle school days. I didn't even wrote about elementary days, and so I like to go back and reach back then, bring it to now, and yeah, that's basically.
So when you talk about you right back from elementary days, how old were you when you wrote your first song?
Oh, I was 11. I can't remember the verse to save my life. I just remember calling Hypnotic Smurf Skin at one of the bars. It was stupid, but I thought it was dope then. Yes, I was about 11. I was in a group with like 7 folks, so we had to take our turns with the bars.
Okay. Now, if anybody out there that's listening, my listeners and viewers, if you're wanting to have any questions to call in, just give us a call. The lines are open. It's 913-662-1190. Ask my man Moody Downs anything that you need to go ahead and ask.
All questions. Ignorant questions get ignorant answers and everything.
Everything. So that means any questions you got. So as far as growing up, what hip hop album did you grow up listening to as a child?
Well, my mom said that All Eyes on Me, so I played that a lot whenever I got the chance. Tell the truth, outside of that, man, there was a lot of R&B music in my house.
All right, what artists?
I remember having the Usher CD, the My Way joint, and Tony. I got a Donnell Jones CD for Christmas. It was actually one of their singles, the Where I Wanna Be single, came on the CD. Master P, of course, Master P, I was listening to that, Kindergarten. Sam Cooke. Most of the music that played goes back to that time. Sam Cooke, OJ's, and Just Shopping, Not Buying Anything, Ohio Players. Yeah, man, so it was a lot of old music coming up. Wasn't too much rap at all.
All right, now what would you say would be your everyday motivation as far as you growing up listening to these different types of artists? Do you have any other everyday motivations for you?
Yeah, man. My life to this day is a struggle, you know what I mean? So as soon as I can get out of that, I'll be good, I feel. So everything I do is going towards getting out of that.
Right. I like that. Again, we're sitting here again with Super Moody Downs. If you have any questions for him, again, give us a call at 913-662-1190. Now, let me ask you a question about your first show. Now, you have traveled, right, and done different tours. Tell us about that. I mean, where have you been? Who have you, collaborated with and everything?
I've done a lot of shows here. I've done one show in Atlanta, and I did a couple in Baltimore. I did a little time up in New York, just going around passing out and meeting people, or passing out CDs and meeting people. Never really been on a tour. I did some work for Shameless Management's tour back in 2012. That's probably the most I've done tour-wise. Yeah, so, man, it's just been a lot of recording, a lot of moving around, a lot of meeting with people and shaking hands.
Right, and there's nothing wrong. Have you met anybody?
Nah, the most famous person I've met, I say, would be Wale's producer for all his tracks. I actually performed in front of him, and I didn't know he was gonna be there that night when I was out in Baltimore, and I just so happened to be performing one song that I just bought from him like a couple weeks before. So.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead. We actually have a caller in. All right, thank you for calling in to Happy Hour with Erchi. Can I get your name, please?
Cheeseburger.
I'm sorry, one more time for me.
Cheeseburger.
All right.
Oh.
And how are you doing today?
I'm all right. What about the fuck?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, what up, brother?
Man, you gotta be one of my favorites here in town, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. I love cheeseburgers myself, man.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with cheeseburgers, bro.
Double cheeseburger do it even better.
Next door you have, I'm gonna make sure I got a McDouble with cheese just for you, bro.
I gotta quit the McDonald's, Vic. I gotta quit.
You said no McDonald's?
I gotta
I
quit.
work at McDonald's, man. I get that discount.
Yeah, I know that life too, all too well.
Yeah, all day, man. I just wanted to call in and let you know, man, you're one of my favorites in the town, brother.
I appreciate
you got my
that.
support.
I appreciate that, yo. You got mine too.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for calling in. All right, well, as you can hear, like I said, we have KC's finest MCs up in the building, because you hear we already have Love calling in. Yeah. So back to what I was stating about as far as traveling. Could you go back and think about your first show? Were you nervous on your first show?
Most likely. My first show? Oh, yeah. No, actually, no, that wasn't my first show. That was my brother in that show. But I remember that made me want to rap. Seeing all 6 of them up there going crazy. And the crowd going crazy for them. My first show, I really can't remember that.
You can't remember your first show?
Nah, yo.
Any show. What about any show? Have you ever been nervous at any shows at all?
Yeah, I almost went to jail before one show.
What happened on that? Tell me about that experience.
It was, I remember the date. It was February 18th, 2013, yo. And I was doing this show down at the Czar. And this little parking lot in the back, whatever. Parked there millions of times, no problem. So parked there that day. As soon as I hit the corner, my car is being towed. And I'm with my cousin at the time, so he's a real hothead. So he jumps on top of the car, so they can't drive or whatever. And they didn't drive. We were stuck in the middle of the street for about 40 minutes to an hour just arguing and fighting with police and whatnot. And, it was actually one of my best shows ever. But I think that anger and the energy from that carried over to me jumping on stage.
That's what's up. And how was that turnout?
That was pretty cool, man. It's actually the most packed I've seen one of my shows be. It was surprising a little bit to jump up there and see like just everybody right here standing up, nobody sitting down like the usual. I'm cold as shit. Nobody sitting down. That was pretty cool, man. But I can't think of a first show to save my life, man. I remember I did a whole bunch of talent shows coming up. Never won any of them.
I mean, that's always a motivation.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, because you hear us people calling in and showing support. So even if you didn't win those talent shows, you're winning something now. So, I mean, that's all good, right?
Right.
All right. Now, as far as you being an artist, what makes you as an artist and as far as your music different from anyone else in the room? As far as anyone other than the Abnorm, Miss Nicole, Quarter from the Valley, what stands you out as an artist that's different from everyone else?
First would be the approach to my music. I try to take as different as an approach to every song. I mean, I got my core flow or whatnot, or whatever you want to call it, but for the most part, I'm jumping different topic, different feeling almost every time. Like you see them two songs was almost totally different. Different feel, different formats, whatever I can think of to be something other than the last song I just wrote the day before or something like that.
Okay. Now let me just elaborate a little bit. When you, as far as your approach, what do you mean is different? You know what I'm saying? When you say how you jump from one end of a different song as you played on your first one, and as far as your second one is Be Cool, how different of an approach? Tell me exactly in detail what makes you different from everyone else.
Oh yeah, well, to help that out more, for the most part, I lived a different life from everybody else in here. I mean, we're all black, so I'm pretty sure we went through a certain set of problems together. But for the most part, I done lived a different life. I done been homeless twice, probably within these last 5-6 years. I done dealt with that. But that was the answer. That was part of answering the first question. That one, it's just about what I talk about on my music. So I guess it's kind of continuing on from what I was just saying.
Yeah.
It's what I talk about. I mean, I can't talk about the same things or the same life stories that, say, Abnorm or Miss Nicole talk about. I can't, because I didn't live that with them. I didn't live with them. I probably went through something similar, almost this close to being the same, but at the same time, it's not the same.
So basically what you're saying, and that's good, is that you're one of the rappers here that we're listening to that's actually rapping about what you've been through. Not a lot of these rappers that talk about stuff that they've never been through. They're just rapping to make money or for it to be heard. So you're actually rapping about your life experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Again, everybody, we have Mr. Super Moody Downs here.
Yes, you do.
That's right. Now, just to ask, now this is on a serious note.
Gotcha.
And I would just want to ask, what do you think, or do you have any solutions to some of the problems that we're facing here in the hip hop industry as far as being role models or better role models to the community? Do you have any solutions to that? Because, I mean, let me elaborate more on that. I mean, we have rappers that's talking about gang-related, that's talking about violence, killing folks, drugs, smoking. Do you have any solutions to better that? Because, I mean, we have kids here that listen. Do you feel that your music is something that a kid can listen to and feel like, oh, I can listen to it, and their parent is okay with them listening to it, or is it?
Yeah, I think it could. Most of them could. I mean, because I'm not perfect myself, you know what I mean? But as far as the role model thing, we should automatically be secondary, third role models to their parents being the first one. So it's really in the parents' control of what they hear. Now, the stuff we put out, yeah, there can be some fixings to it. I mean, I can't find my water. Oh, it's right here. It's gone too. Yeah, man, a lot of the more negative situations, all the killing and stuff could go. I mean, we got enough police killing us and enough corporate people keeping us in the bottoms. So the last thing we need to do is put ourselves in the ground. So if that could go, everything be cool, because it's cool to party, it's cool to have a good time. People get drunk. They've been getting drunk since the beginning of time.
Right.
People can smoke weed, it came from the earth. You know what I mean? That's, all of that is cool, but we could just kill on knocking each other off. Or we could just chill on knocking each other off. And we'd be straight, yo.
I would have to agree, because that black on black crime is hard out here, yo. So, I mean, I understand.
No man-made drugs.
Right, none at all, none at all. So, one more question, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into a commercial. Can you remember your most embarrassing moment while performing? Do you have any?
No, I don't, man. I think a couple of the worst things that's happened to me is more the typical ones of forgetting lyrics. I hardly do that. It's probably been a couple of times that I have done that. And I remember I wanted to perform the song so bad, and then I finally got that chance to do it. I was like, all right, let's do it. And that beat just skipped like all the way through. So I was like, no more CDs after that. That was horrible, man.
And did you freestyle it off, or you just looked?
I just went on to the next song.
That
was the worst part about it. I had to just go to the next song.
Right, on to the next.
As far as the falling off stages or stuff like that, nah.
That's not you? You ain't got there yet, or this just not you?
Yeah, at least not yet.
All right. Again, this is your girl, Erchi. You're listening to Happy Hour with Erchi. We have our dude, Super Moody Downs, here with us. I appreciate you coming out here down to the studios. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a short break. So if you need to go pay a bill, you need to go get a drink, go ahead and do that, because we have more. We have 3 more left of KC's finest MCs here in the building, so we'll be back with you.
Kansas College of Nursing is enrolling for certified nurses aid and certified medication aid programs. Courses as short as 3.5 weeks. Come see us at our location at Kansas College of Nursing.
662.
1190.
I cannot think of the name to save my life, man.
Okay, Miss Nicole, you next.
If you have an aging parent that needs help to reside at home, you are not alone. You no longer have to worry about them falling, taking their meds, bathing, and food prep, or spreading yourself too thin trying to take care of everyone. With Kansas Home Health Care, you are not alone. A new company with better trained and certified CNA home health aides, Kansas Home Health Care will ease the stress with exceptional care for your loved one. Phone 913-999-8229 or visit kansashomehealthcarellc.com.
Here's a name to remember if you're looking for a job.
Can you sit in
One
this chair
Source
so you can
Staffing,
get
One Source Staffing has jobs right now.
You gonna have to introduce him if he's in the picture.
Yeah, I will. That may be just right for you. Light industrial construction, event staffing and support, second shift, third shift, One Source Staffing is your one source for jobs. That One Source Staffing for men and women. Recruiters and managers on both in-town and out-of-town job sites and projects. One Source provides service and support in water and fire restorations and disaster recovery throughout the region.
Not the t-shirts, how you want
With over 10 years of experience, One Source Staffing has developed a reputation putting people to work.
Because I guess when we mentioned it through the other camera, yeah, I just
On that blank screen?
Yeah. Always take
Like that. Okay. You got one to hold up?
you can just tell them follow me on Instagram because my online store link is there.
It's freezing.
The online link store is on my Instagram, so you can just follow me there. But then on that song, put featuring Hustle. Oh, you don't. So yeah, you don't tell you, yeah.
Now you said, as far as yeah, now they have show your shirts, how you want you to.
You can just say, surprise me. Baby, I'm very much you get my parents. Hold you like I'm supposed to do. One girl, do like the hate of the rocks in the stroke of you. Rocking that big hat, can't see logo, purple blue. Am I gonna tell them my Instagram? Pulling your state your suit. Let's hit the club like lights, camera, action. Instant attraction, we share the same passion. Back against the wall, you always catch me when I fall. We'll walk 100 miles just to prove my love is strong. You want it all? You can have it cause I'm right at time.
Alright, so the
Give it to you right cause I'm your right at time. Doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let me show you. I can be your right at time. Be your right at time. So baby, let me show you how I got it.
Young chick from the north side.
Online, but she won't cry. You look it in the eye, but she won't lie. Give me 20,000,
Hey, Moon,
I don't try.
where you get that? Where you get that flyer? That
It was, everybody got a game, it's crazy. Crazy how life can change, but if you stay the same, it's perfect. Play hard, dig it on, go I love what I'm living, it's up to phone. Watch the skill, taking off their clothes. Like kids, taking off
Now I'll make sure I look okay.
tracks and stuff like that, and don't forget, no, this is coming.
yeah, her, it was such a bad information. She say she love you, but are we? Why can't I just set the scale and double up the pleasure? Like that check Michelle, she won't be doing love forever.
Yeah, if somebody calls in, they let me show you. So that's why I was asking what their number.
Yeah, it's good. Now I'm on 5, 6, 6, 2.
They told me you can announce that first caller. Yeah, sure.
I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let me show you. I can be your ride or die. Be my ride or die. Be your ride or die. Be my ride or die. Let me show you how I ride. Doing what I'm supposed to. Be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die. Can you be my ride or die?
I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let me show you. I can be your ride or die. Be my ride or die. Be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Let me show you how I ride. When you up in the middle of the night, pillow talk, Henny Sprite. I know just what you like. Baby, I'm your ride or die. When it gets from on your side, hold you like I'm supposed to do. You're number one girl. Don't let the hate of the ropes in control of you. Rocking that big hat, can't see logo, royal blue. Look at when I spoil you. Only gotta stay doing too. Let's hit the club like lights, camera, action. Instant attraction, we share the same passion. Back against the wall, you always catch me when I fall. We'll walk 100 miles just to prove my love is strong. You want it all? You can have it cause I'm right at time. Give it to me right cause I'm your ride or die. Just doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let me show you. I can be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Let me show you how I got it.
Young chick from the north side.
Online, but she won't cry. You look it in the eye, but she won't lie. Give me 20,000. I'm not in that. This is 25 looking life like everybody got a day to a trade beat. Crazy how life can change if we stay the same, but it's comfortable. Play hard, dig it, I'm a motion, motion. This y'all, my clear, but this looks the ball. Watch the skill taking off the floor. Life skills taking off the road. Ready for the start taking pics. I never president and shit. Yeah, her, it won't touch right in there. She said she love it, oh, I can see. Why can't I just set the scale and double up the pleasure? Like she said, Michelle, she won't couple up forever.
I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let me show you. I can be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Let me show you how I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let
let me show you how I can be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Be your ride or die.
Be my ride or die.
Let me show you how I ride. Doing what I'm supposed to.
It's a long ass song.
No, it's on third time.
That's the third time you played.
Why you played it 3 times?
Oh,
You played it 3 times.
It's playing on that computer right there.
Oh, it's playing.
It's on repeat. It's on repeat already.
Oh, really? Oh, we got waiting. Oh, like, damn.
I'm like,
Oh, that's right.
I was like, they must like this. Right. Are they requesting
Hey,
it?
forget it. Hey, let it go.
Right.
Hey, look. Let it go.
Damn, they hit the button. Good one, good one.
Oh, that's a good song.
Now they gotta bring the track in loops. That's what they over.
Okay, so you said well, after you introduce the song, I'm gonna ask you about the name of the song. And then after
Give it to you right, 'cause I'm your ride or die. Doing what I'm supposed to. So baby, let me show
What happened to the drum?
You should have had him play the video while they played the song. Should have had him play the video while they played the song. Should have had him play the video while they played the song. They doing TV and radio at the same time.
it's all really right.
Yeah, heard it. What was I trying to do?
Are you gonna finish yours? Go ahead, go into it.
Levels up the pleasure. Like she said, this year she want a couple of forever.
So baby, let me show you how I can be your ride or die.
CNN Radio.
All right. All right. Thank you for tuning in, Gen Media. This is your girl, Erchi, and you're listening to Happy Hour with Erchi. And remember, all drinks on me. So what you just finished hearing, my girl, Miss Nicole, in the building representing for the ladies. Can you go ahead and introduce that song we just finished hearing?
No doubt. First off, thanks for having me, Gen Media. That record you just heard was called Ride or Die, featuring Hustle Vision, which did just get approved for Pandora. So it's a big record making a lot of noise this year.
Right. All right, so all your ride and die ladies out there, you go ahead and go on the Pandora and go ahead and download that song. I like. So as far as these t-shirts, as you all see, we have our t-shirts. Miss Nicole has her own apparel. It is the Grind is Real tour. For you to get the t-shirts, you can go follow her on Instagram. That's Miss Nicole. That's MIZZNEKOL. And follow her on Instagram for you to go check out the apparel. She got water bottles she done brought in the building to quench our thirst.
The grind is real.
The grind is real out here with the water bottles. And she got the t-shirts out here. And again, so we are actually getting our first caller. The first caller that calls in to ask her a question, you'll actually get a t-shirt in here tonight. I mean, we have the black and yellow, and then we have this blue and white. All right. Now, Miss Nicole, I want to thank you for coming in the studio. All right, Miss Nicole, I want to thank you for coming into the studio today. I understand that you are on the tour, so I appreciate you taking the time to come out in here. Why don't you introduce or tell us more about your tour that you have going on?
Okay, well, basically the tour that I am going on right now is basically the same name of my company, which is the Grind is Real ENT, and the name of the tour is the Grind is Real. And basically it states exactly what it is. You cannot be a part of this tour if you are not about the grind. So basically, I contacted a couple artists, local artists, Brandocious, Well Connected, Spades Lund, and Kid Swagger. Those are openers for the tour. Brandocious is also headlining with me. And I just decided to take my show on the road. I'm starting a new movement. This is a new entity for myself. I recently closed out a deal. I was signed with Mid-Range Music.
Okay.
But I decided to do my own thing and do my own entity and just try to put movement towards my own company. So I started the Grind is Real ENT, and a way for myself to branch out and get people to know who I am, I decided to just go on tour. So the Grind is Real tour started January 31st. We've hit Club Aftershock. I've opened up with Sex Crew. Just performed at Club 906, Joplin, Missouri, March 27th, April 24th, Topeka, Kansas, April 30th, Club Roxy in Overland Park, Kansas, and I'll be going to California in May.
Okay, I like Club Roxy. I'm actually there every Sunday. Club Roxy. trying to get my two-step on a little bit, get my step on. All right, well, as you hear, Miss Nicole is in the building, and again, the grind is real. And again, I appreciate you for taking the time to come out in here. Now, how do you place yourself within the larger part of the hip-hop? How do you classify yourself?
I classify myself as more of a role model, inspirational type figure. I've been doing this music for a while. I'm not going to necessarily say my age, but I've been around for a while since the open mic days, the Jamaican G's and the Rum Runners. So I've gained wisdom, and I would classify myself as a leader. You know, someone that I share knowledge. You know, a lot of artists and a lot of people in the hip hop world tend to just hold back information. And my goal as a CEO of my company is to give forth the information that was given to me and pay it forward to help someone else's in their future on music.
That's what's up. And you said you've been doing this for years, so I mean, it's good to hear the film C's out here represent for the ladies. So as far as you stating that you're being a role model, are you being a role model as far as women out here that's trying to be as independent rappers? Is that more, or as a role model as a whole, as in our community?
I would say a role model as a whole. I've had a lot of accomplishment. My resume is pretty long, but I remain humble. I'm not too big to learn information. I listen to people that may know more information than I do. But I've done a lot of things, and I would consider myself to be a role model for the hip hop community of Kansas City. But I guess a lot of women do kind of flow under my wing because I've lost weight, gained weight, recently lost my mom in April, and I wanted to quit. And the supporters are really reached out and helped me keep going. So I think I'm as a whole a role model for just the industry of hip hop in Kansas City.
All right, well, I'm sorry to hear about your mother. Now, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
I would say I'm a passionate femc, and not MC. I'm a
That's right, femc.
I'm very passionate. When I perform, I black out. I honestly don't see anybody in the crowd. So my music pertains to my life, as Monique did mention. Everything that I write, I've either lived it or I've experienced it or been around someone that has experienced it. So I would classify myself as a independent, realistic artist.
Right. Now I just have a question. As far as being a femc, do you think it's harder for women as a whole to actually get their name on the, get their name known up there compared to all the other males out here, the other MCs?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely harder because nowadays sex sells. You know,
Right.
Sex is a big part of image in the main industry. And being a female artist, actually trying to run your own company, I'm intimidating to a lot of other men. So it's a challenge, but I don't think we're less respected than men are. But we just have to go a little bit further to get more attention, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's a little bit more challenging.
All right. Now again, our first caller, we have Miss Nicole in the building. If you have any questions to ask her, just lay it all on the table and ask her. The number is 913-662-1190. All right, now let's go into what songs of yours are you most proud of?
I have a record called Ain't For The Money that did pretty good. The reason I like that record is because that was one of the first records that I actually had a hand in production. I'm also a female producer and an audio engineer as well. You know, I'm just thanking God for all the gifts that He's blessed me with. But that record basically was just letting people know that I'm not in this just for the money. It's deeper than people spending thousands of dollars on my album or signing a deal. I would still do music if I never made it past Kansas City. It's just something that I feel like I'm born to do. And with a little bit of fame and accomplishments that I've gotten just from since I dropped that record, I would be satisfied as an artist.
All right. Now, what led to your style of music and actually the selection of beats that you have?
I grew up listening to Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, Salt and Pepper. I just always had a feel vibe for the hip hop. You know, I did the freestyle thing in the classroom, on the school bus, and you know, Ludacris, and it's just what I kind of grew up listening to. And I'm the oldest of 10 kids, so me being the eldest of that many children, and I hung out with a lot of boys. You know, I was a tomboy growing up, and all they listened to was just the hip hop type of music. So that's kind of was instilled in me.
Okay, now when you say you grew up listening to that, what albums of the hip hop did you actually listen to?
I had that Master P, both the discs. I think it was Green and Blue, or Blue and Green, or something like that. I listened to Tupac, the Notorious B.I.G., the old Kanye. I like J. Cole, but further back, Method Man. You know, I like the KRS-One. So it's just Lauryn Hill. I had R&B, hip hop type of vibe tracks that you can kind of blend the R&B with the hip hop feel. Mary J. Blige, and then Method Man record that they had. So I just different types of genres.
Okay, and with those different types of genres, that's what made your type of style and created that pavement for you.
Right.
All right, now what would you say would be the FemC with you growing up? Who do you think as a FemC have actually paved the way for women now?
I would have to say Missy Elliott, you know.
And why is that?
Missy Elliott, to me, she's a survivor. I mean, she disappeared off the scene. I mean, back when she was popping in the 90s, you know, she was a female producer, engineer, similar to what I do. And she was not afraid to be herself. She didn't sell herself with the sex appeal to sell records. She stayed true to who she was, and everybody adapted to who she was. And she hit the Super Bowl. And that just kind of opened up a gate for me as a woman and as an artist trying to do hip hop. Seeing her battle her sickness, losing all the weight, and hit the Super Bowl, it gave me the goosebumps. It just gave me light, like this can really happen. So just watching her and Queen Latifah with the she had a talk show. She's been in several movies. You know, iconic entrepreneur women that are actually doing it independently is just something that I've always been attracted to as far as the music.
Right, so I mean, women, we hold it down. We try to hold it down. Right. Now, I just have a question for you. Now, with you being on tour, the Grind is Real tour, and you stated where you're going to be at now on the 27th?
March 27th, Joplin, Missouri at Club XO.
Okay. Now, has anything crazy gone on there?
Yeah, I mean, it's been some, not really spectacular, like no fights or anything like that. I just had a guy that I thought was a fan, but he wanted to do some other stuff.
Oh.
And I gave him my card, and he was in my inbox, like, you know, trying to get me to speak with him, conversation, and then he said, and then he kind of said something that was different than being a fan, you know, could we go out to eat, and I kind of ignored him, and he got upset. I seen that you seen on Facebook, because it showed that you seen. So Facebook, this new technology I got, showing where people can see y'all messages and stuff, turned down.
Right.
Yeah, so that was only it, just people kind of get a little more friendly than what they're supposed to.
Okay.
That's about it.
Now, if you could battle any rapper, who will it be and why?
If I could battle, I ain't a battle rapper, but if I could, just to have that exposure, it'd be Shauna. Just to say I was up there with her, boom, head to head, you know.
Right.
She gets it in.
Right.
You know, but I'm not really in the battlefield, the battle scene type of rap, but if I could toe-to-toe, bar to bar, it would be with Shauna.
With Shauna.
With the old Disturbed DTP artist. I'm not sure who she's with now, but that's just a person that I think we can get it in on some bars.
You can get it in. All right, now, would you go toe-to-toe with her, or my next question flows into if you could collaborate with any rapper or producer, would you collaborate with her? Or
I would definitely collab. I'm not in this for competition. Like I said, we all chasing the same dream, you know, so I try not to have a competitive. It can be some friendly competition for the fans, but I'm not going to waste my time trying to outbeat you or prove to you why I'm better than you. It would be on a friendly, out of respect. Let's get it. You know?
Right. Now, everybody in Kansas City claiming to be rappers and singers, because you know, you go down the street and they're like, yo, I'm rapper this, and you're like, for real? What makes you a FemC, a real rapper? You know what I'm saying? What makes you stand out?
Because I'm 10% rap, 90% business. That's what makes me stand out. Anybody can rap.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he probably can rap over here. But what makes you stand out in today's society, 2015, is your business. If you're a rapper, you don't have an ASCAP, you don't have a BMI, you don't know what BDSN code is, Sound Exchange, then you're wasting your time. Because as an independent artist in today's era, selling records out the trunk is just kind of not really how you get known. So I would consider myself to stand out because I'm about my business. And I invest in myself. You know, that's what kind of separates you from making it and really making it. If you choose to invest in yourself, then someone else will be willing to invest in you. So I think I stand out because I'm 100% totally all the way in with my music. This is how I feed my kids. You know, I dust myself off and keep going. You know, I done lost people, I done lost friends, and I'm not afraid of rejection. So once you realize that everybody's not your friend, you'll realize that the game is 10% rap, 90% business, and I think that's kind of what separates me.
That's what's up. Again, we have Miss Nicole in the studios. Again, the lines are open, if you have any calls for her. Again, we have our t-shirt. If you're calling in and you call in, you'll get a t-shirt tonight. And that number is 913-662-1190. All right, now we're going to ask about the competition in this room. All right, now what makes you as an artist different from any other artist here in this room?
Well, I'm a female.
Well, yeah, that's number one. We got that one.
I'm a female.
We got that one.
That's the very high difference.
Right.
I mean, I respect each artist actually that's here tonight. So I would say what would make me different. I know Mooney Downs, he kind of mentioned about being homeless. I've been homeless 3 times as a single mom, washing up in studios, eating old food from church pantries, and I didn't put it out there because at that particular time it wasn't right. But now that I've actually started to get on my feet, I want to use it as a blessing. So no disrespect to what he said, but what makes me different as a single mother, raising 2 kids with no parents, no grandparents, starting a company and actually doing it, I feel that not to knock anybody, I just feel I have a bigger heart and the will and the drive. I don't think anybody in the city is outworking me as far as pumping themselves, as far as by myself, own money, own income, put together a tour. That's just me personally. I just feel I got it. The grind is real.
Right, the grind is real. Now we actually got a caller in.
Oh, they want a shirt.
Yes. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling Happy Hour with Erchi. Who do I have on the line?
Hustle Vision.
Provision?
Hustle Vision.
All right, thank you for calling in. What question do you got for Miss Nicole here?
First, I want to say appreciate y'all for playing the record. I appreciate Miss Nicole for bringing the record in for y'all to play. And I'm trying to get mine to grind the real shirt.
To all the listeners, this is Hustle Vision, the record that y'all heard, Ride or Die. This is Hustle Vision. He's featured on that record. And he's also made a couple appearances on the tour. So, yeah, I have him live and on deck. What size you wear, Hustle Vision?
You know I'm big 2X.
And who's your favorite sports team? The Chiefs, the Royals? Who you gonna go with, the Jayhawks?
The Hustle Vision? No, I'm
Mizzou? Which one you want?
That blue one that you got displayed.
That Royals? All right, well, you got that shirt for being that caller, and I just want to thank you for always looking out. You know, that record is doing numbers, and you always never, when I call this man for a show, he's never questioned it. He's just rocking. So it's good to have another artist that believes in the movement. Shout out to Mid-Range Music, MR3 Studios, Studio E, the one that actually got that record sounding how it is. Shout out to everybody over there on that label. But shout out to Hustle Vision just for being a real, down-to-earth, you know, hip-hop artist.
Already.
So I'm going to get you that shirt.
Man, I wanted to show my support. Like I said, I mean, y'all playing the record. It's been playing everywhere, you know, from Texas to Missouri. And so it's all appreciated. But again, you know, you're getting on this platform. And, you know, we're broadcasting live. I got my family here looking at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's love. That's what's up.
Everybody gets everybody looking good. So,
that's what's up.
I had to call in. What would I do sitting here? You said the number 2 times. I'd be crazy not to call in.
Right. Well, thank you for calling in. Thank you.
I'm going to get you that shirt, Hustle. Much love.
All right, dude.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Have a good evening. All right. Well, see, we got our first shirt. So, Collins, you missed out. We got one more. We got the black and yellow.
We got one more for the Mizzou fans. Where y'all at?
I mean,
Yeah, hold on.
I do like the shirt.
But you got a shirt already in the back.
Okay, then y'all can call in and I won't be stingy. Call in.
I got
913.
You're doing a great job. I got you, man.
All right, appreciate it. Go ahead again, call in. We got Miss Nicole in the building. It's 913-662-1190. All right, now just to end it, we're going to have one more question for you, okay? Now, if you could collaborate with any rapper or producer, dead or alive, who will it be?
Can it be local?
It can be local.
I want to collab with the Abnorm.
Hey!
I am like, for real, a fan of this man.
I know that guy.
I'm not even fronting, but he's actually here. Y'all gonna hear him next, so don't go nowhere.
Right, don't go nowhere.
I went to a show at the Czar Bar. This man turned, I think his dreads left his head and came back on his head.
Is that possible?
That's, man, I said, what? So I would actually like to collab with this brother. Hopefully this is a good networking opportunity for that to happen in the future.
Right.
But on the real, I've been talking, and people can tell you, I've always wanted to work with Abnorm, but other than local, if Tupac can come back, I'll be on there with Tupac.
You be on there with Tupac?
We can get it in.
From the end to the end.
We can get it in.
All right. Well, I certainly appreciate you for coming out again, Miss Nicole. Again, we're going to go ahead, actually let her introduce, because on this break, you're going to actually hear her next song, her second single that's right here that she's doing on the Grind This Tour. Go ahead and introduce that.
I'm going to introduce. I'm going to introduce this next record featuring K Bizzle and Demond Jones. Also, they're part of Mid-Range Music. Records doing big numbers. It's called Stilettos. It's a nice club. Get your shoes and your stilettos. Dance for your man when you get out of work. Run that bubble bath water. Go ahead and get on SoundCloud. Type in MIZZNEKOL. You can download it for free. Or come to any of the tour dates and we'll have that free. So bump that.
All right. And again, if you want to go ahead, she does have her own apparel shop. So if you're wanting to go into that, follow her on Instagram. And let me spell that out for you. It's MIZZNEKOL. Follow her on Instagram, and it's in her bio. And it's her apparel. The grind is real. So again, this is Happy Hour with Erchi. We're gonna go ahead and take a break.
You got it?
The boy got a shout out.
Oh yeah.
Got a shout out.
I had to give it to
Shout
you.
out.
I had to give it to you.
Ain't that don't you shout out?
Thank you.
Shout out to Kim.
Okay, after this song, there has to be the Abnorm song. The Abnorm next.
Huh?
Next after this.
How long is the break?
It's gonna be it's gonna play her song and we'll go right on time.
Alright, you know which one?
I don't know which one you gonna play.
I guess the solar power one. Or it's called Come With Me.
Come With Me?
Yeah.
Okay, but then after Come With Me, it'll be you. So Come With Me. After
Hold on. He's a sister, man. Everybody need a job.
Right.
I'm an audio.
Hey, I'm working on computers.
I'm here riding back and my knees hurt.
That's my second nature. Computer work, so.
Where's the mix?
Is there someone we can go back and watch it later?
Yeah, we will. That's what I was saying. We're gonna have to edit it.
Then you're gonna put it on.
We're gonna put it on. Sorry, baby. We're gonna put it on YouTube and everything and on my blog, so then we can go ahead and get it.
So when we get this freestyle jump, we all gonna be okay?
Yeah, y'all all gonna be. Okay, this I'm gonna think about this freestyle. So there's two mics. Again, we can stand it up. So y'all ain't gotta see how we gonna put the chairs down for it. I don't know if we're gonna do it to where it's two and two, like pairing it up or back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's
Let's see,
two
man.
mics.
Let's see it.
That probably works. That's all.
You rapping?
So that's what we do, two and two. And we just gonna pick a random beat. Y'all good out here. We just gonna roll
That's
in.
all you gotta do.
But yeah, so we gonna edit that like at the beginning, like how we
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's why I said we gonna edit that. Do it at the beginning live. That's pretty good. Everybody out of good. I ain't trying to be saying Right, if it's grind is real, it's real out here.
Champagne on my body, Can I get the keys to the Bugatti? We stay counting this money in the club, popping these bottles, sweating, flexing off bodies. Strippers getting real naughty. Pour champagne on my body.